Yes.
Is lorazepam available in another form other than an injectable?
Pill.
Is midazolam also available in a pill form as well as injectable?
Injectable only.
Is it injectable only?
Yes.
When Dr. Murray inquired about lorazepam and midazolam, did you again verify his DEA information, Drug Enforcement Administration information?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, I have an exhibit. I'd ask that it be marked People's, I believe it's 67.
No, we're up to 68.
Thank you, Your Honor. 68. It's an applied pharmacy receipt. And I have a corresponding document. I'd ask that it be marked People's 69. It's the shipping information for that invoice.
Mark.
Mr. Lopez, please take a look at the exhibit that's been marked as People's 68 on the projector. Are you able to see that, or should I ask the clerk to turn the lights down?
I can see it.
Okay.
How about for the jurors, though?
Would the court inquire, Your Honor?
Lights or no lights?
I can't see.
Okay. Thank you, Your
Some
Honor.
yes, some no. The no's prevail.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Mr. Lopez, let's take a look at this invoice dated April 30th, 2009. It's another order placed by Conrad Murray, correct?
Yes.
And describe for us the items that were purchased by Conrad Murray on April 30th, both in terms of their description, the number of individual medications, please. Starting with the first line.
First line is lorazepam. Concentration is 4 milligram per milliliter. Comes in individual vials. There's 10 vials. Each vial has 10 milliliters. And it's packaged in a tray of 10 vials of 10 milliliters, and he ordered one tray.
So he received 10 vials of lorazepam from that order, correct?
Yes.
And the next line, what order does that reflect?
The second one is midazolam. Concentration 1 milligram per milliliter. Again, individual vials. There's a quantity of 10 vials per tray. Each vial has 2 milliliters. And 2 trays were ordered, so a total of 20 vials.
So in this invoice on April 30th, 2009, Conrad Murray ordered 10 vials of lorazepam and 20 vials of midazolam. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Mr. Lopez, do you recognize the exhibit that's been marked as People's number 69 as the FedEx bill of lading that corresponds to the applied pharmacy invoice that we just discussed containing the lorazepam and the midazolam?
Yes.
And this shipment as well was shipped to the address requested by Conrad Murray on 6th Street in Santa Monica?
Yes.
Lights on?
Please, Your Honor.
Please.
Mr. Lopez, I'd like to direct your attention now to the time frame of approximately the first 2 weeks in May. During that time frame, did you have an opportunity to discuss several items with Conrad Murray, including Benequin cream and energy formulations?
Yes.
In that general time frame, did Dr. Murray also discuss with you a medication that would assist in eliminating injection site pain on a patient?
Yes.
First, I'd like to discuss the Benequin cream. In that period of the first 2 weeks in May, what, if anything, did Conrad Murray say to you concerning the Benequin cream that he had been ordering from you and that you had been compounding for him?
He had a concern regarding the base or the vehicle which the drug is in. He wanted it less greasy. So I told him that I can do several different formulations to try to eliminate the greasiness and get the consistency that he was looking for.
Did Dr. Murray also inquire about changes in packaging of the Benequin cream?
He first asked about, can it be packaged in a larger size? We were initially doing it in 30-gram size, and he wanted to know if it could be done in a larger size. I said we can do that. And then he wanted it more aesthetically pleasing, the packaging to look better than we just normally packaged in a plain white tube. And my understanding was he wanted it to look a little better than that.
So you discussed these requests by Dr. Murray, correct?
Yes.
Did you also discuss with Dr. Murray at his request energy formulations?
Yes, he asked me to do some research to find if there was any product out there, whether it was something I made or something already readily available, that would provide, for lack of a better way to describe it, an energy boost. We briefly spoke about it at that time. I mentioned some options using side effects of certain drugs that would cause wakefulness. He made it clear that he didn't want to use any kind of narcotic or any kind of prescription drug. He wanted to use something on the natural side or something of a supplement side.
And did he describe for you what he needed this for?
He said for wakefulness and for energy.
So how did you leave it with Dr. Murray regarding his inquiry of the energy boost formulations?
I told him I would look into it, that I wasn't really familiar with anything off the top of my head, that I'd have to do some research to see what other people were using or literature that supported those kind of things.
Did you also discuss with Conrad Murray a topical anesthetic?
Yes, he mentioned that some of his patients were complaining about injection site pain from the needles. And in common practice, there's a drug called EMLA.
Would you spell that, please?
EMLA.
And what is EMLA?
It's a combination of two topical anesthetics. And one of them is lidocaine. Dr. Murray said that he preferred a topical agent that only had lidocaine in it. So I told him that I could make a 2% lidocaine cream, and that's what I did.
When you say cream for an injection site, would I be correct that the lotion or ointment would just be rubbed on the top of your skin and it would act as a numbing agent to prevent pain when a needle is injected in one's body?
Correct.
I'd like to move now to May 12th of 2009. Did Conrad Murray place a telephonic order with you on or around that date?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have an exhibit. I ask that it be marked People's Next, please.
70.
It would be an APS, Applied Pharmacy Sales Receipt. I also have a second document. I'd ask that it be marked People's Number 71. It's the corresponding shipping bill, UPS, dated May 12th, 2009.
Marked.
Mr. Lopez, again, please turn your attention to an Applied Pharmacy receipt that I have placed on the overhead projector. This sales receipt is dated May 12th, 2009, sold to Conrad Murray. Would you direct your attention to the description of the items that were ordered by Conrad Murray and describe what those items are, please?
Okay. First item is propofol, 10 milligram per milliliter, quantity of 10 vials of 100 milliliters each. So that would be four. He ordered four. It'd be four separate trays of 10 vials at 100 milliliters each, which would be 40 vials total.
And the next item?
Propofol, 10 milligram per ml, quantity 25 vials at 20 milliliters each. So one tray of that, the total quantity would be 25 vials.
And the next item?
Midazolam, 1 milligram per milliliter vial, 10 vials in each tray. Each vial has 2 milliliters. 2 trays are ordered, so a quantity of 20 vials.
And the next item?
Flumazenil, 0.1 milligram per ml. 10 vials of half a ml each. 1 tray was ordered, so a total quantity of 10 vials.
And the last item?
Lidocaine cream, 2%, quantity of 1, and though it doesn't say here, I remember that we packaged it in 30 grams.
And that would be the lidocaine cream that you discussed with Dr. Murray to assist with injection site pain?
Yes.
So on this receipt, May 12th, 2009, Dr. Murray ordered 65 separate vials of propofol, 20 vials of midazolam, 10 vials of flumazenol, and some lidocaine cream, correct?
That's correct.
People's number 71. Mr. Lopez, do you recognize this to be yet another FedEx receipt with your shipper account number and corresponding to an order placed on 5/12/2009, shipped the same day at the request of Conrad Murray to the 6th Street location in Santa Monica, California?
Yes.
Turning now to May 14th of 2009, did you have yet another conversation with Conrad Murray concerning lidocaine cream?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of this additional conversation about lidocaine cream?
He wasn't getting the desired response with a 2% cream, so he wanted me to increase the strength.
What strength did he ask for?
4%.
So twice as strong as the previous order?
Yes.
Did Conrad Murray also follow up on his previous request about the energy formulation?
We discussed that as well. He asked me how my research was going. I suggested several items to him that he wanted to know more information about them, so we agreed that I would continue to do more research.
Did you also have a conversation following up on the Benequin cream orders that you had been fulfilling for him?
Yes, I told him that I can change the vehicle, the base of the cream, to the desired consistency he wanted, and we agreed that I would send him 3 separate samples of different bases, and he could determine which one he liked better.
And that would be attempting to address the greasiness that he had described for you that was unsatisfactory in the previous formulation, correct?
Yes.
Did you also discuss with Dr. Murray Benequin cream? I'm sorry, did you also discuss with him hydroquinone cream?
Yes.
And what was that conversation about?
He mentioned that he read some literature that he heard that that drug was also used for whitening. He asked me about it, my experience with it, and I told him that I've worked with it many times with many different physicians. So he was interested in also getting a sample of that to see how that cream worked.
And on this particular occasion, did Conrad Murray place an order around May 14th for the higher percentage of lidocaine topical cream, the Benequin cream?
Yes.
Did you have a conversation during this time period with Dr. Murray related to delivery of these items?
Yes.
And what was that conversation about?
I was driving to Los Angeles Airport that weekend, so I thought rather than charge him Federal Express charges to mail the items to him, I offered to drive it to his office.
And what was his response to your offer to drop off these items at his medical office?
Yes. He said there was no need to do that. He said just use the delivery system like always.
Your Honor, I have 2 additional documents. The first is a May 14th, 2009, applied pharmacy receipt, may it be marked People 72?
Yes.
And the corresponding shipping receipt, may it be marked People 73, please?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez, People 72, does this receipt accurately document the cream that we previously discussed as requested by Conrad Murray?
Yes, the RX number here corresponds to the lidocaine 4% cream.
And showing you it has been marked as People 73, do you again recognize this document as your shipping documentation corresponding to the May 14th, 2009 sales receipt for the lidocaine cream sold to Conrad Murray and shipped to the requested address on 6th Street in Santa Monica?
Yes.
Turning now to June 1st of 2009, did you have yet another conversation with Conrad Murray concerning energy formulations?
Yes.
Did you make additional suggestions to Conrad Murray as to a product that might suit his needs?
Yes, I did.
Did Murray request that you send him some capsules so that he could try them out?
Yes, he did.
Do you recall when you shipped these items to him? In other words, did you ship them with a later order, June 10th, 2009?
Yes.
I'd like to turn now to June 10th of 2009. Did Conrad Murray place yet another telephonic order to you for items reflected on a sales receipt dated June 10th, 2009?
Yes.
Your Honor, may this document, June 10th, 2009 sales receipt from Applied Pharmacy, be marked People's Next, please?
74.
Thank you. And I have a corresponding Federal Express document. May it be marked People 75, please?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez, taking a look at People 74, do you recognize this to be a June 10th invoice of merchandise sold to Conrad Murray?
Yes.
Would you, again, direct your attention to the description portion of this invoice and tell us specifically what items were purchased by Conrad Murray?
The first item is lidocaine, 1% strength, 25 vials at 30 milliliters each. So a quantity of one tray, so total quantity is 25 vials. Second item is propofol, 10 milligram per milliliter, 10 vials of 100 mLs each. 4 trays were ordered, total of 40 vials at 100 milliliters. Third item is propofol, 10 milligram per milliliter, 25 vials of 20 milliliters each. 2 trays were ordered of that, so a total of 50 vials of the 20 milliliter propofol. Fourth item.
I'm sorry, please. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Fourth item is hydroquinone 8% cream packaged in a 60-gram tube, 20 tubes. The last item is Benequin 20% strength, 60-gram tube, 20 tubes.
The total number of individual vials of propofol shipped on this June 10th, 2009 order would be what, sir?
90.
Recognize this document to be yet another Federal Express shipping confirmation of the date of June 10th, 2009, reflecting a shipment sent to Conrad Murray at the 6th Street location in Santa Monica?
Yes.
On June 15th of 2009, did Dr. Murray call you and place an order for additional medications?
Yes.
Prior to my asking you about the specific items, did Dr. Murray provide you with any follow-up information regarding the energy formulation that you'd sent to him?
Yes, he said he was happy with the result, and he inquired about the pricing.
Your Honor, I have a June 15th, 2009 applied pharmacy sales receipt. May it be marked People 76, please?
Yes.
And I have the corresponding Federal Express receipt. May it be marked People 77, please?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez, I have another applied pharmacy receipt. Thank you. Dated June 15th, 2009. Another sale to Conrad Murray. Would you please assist us and describe the items purchased?
First item is lorazepam, 4 milligram per milliliter, 10 vials of 10 milliliters each. One tray of that was ordered, so total 10 vials of 10 milliliters. The second one is midazolam, 1 milligram per milliliter vial, 10 vials of 2 milliliters each. Two trays of that were ordered, so a total of 20 vials at 2 milliliters each. The last item is normal saline IV bags, 1,000 milliliters in each bag, quantity 1.
The lorazepam is an injectable formula.
Yes,
Same with the midazolam, also injectable.
yes,
So that would be a total of 30 vials of injectable medications on this order.
yes.
And finally, do you recognize what's been marked as People 77 as the Federal Express confirmation for the shipment date June 15th, 2009, sold to Conrad Murray and shipped to the 6th Street address in Santa Monica?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez, during any of the orders that Conrad Murray placed and that we've covered during your testimony today, did Conrad Murray ever disclose to you that he was Michael Jackson's physician?
No.
Did Conrad Murray ever reveal to you the name of any patient during your conversations with him?
No.
Did you speak with Conrad Murray on the phone either the 23rd or the 24th of June,
Yes, I did.
just shortly before Mr. Jackson's death?
Yes.
Did Conrad Murray call you?
Yes.
Would you describe that conversation, please?
The initial call was to the office, and my clerk answered the phone and was speaking with them. She had a hard time understanding what he was saying. There was a lot of background noise, she said. I took the phone, and again, he was talking to me, but I couldn't really figure out what he was saying because there was a lot of noise in the background, like an open window in a car. So I told him I'll call him the next day because it was near closing time. It was around 5 o'clock, and I wanted to go home, and I didn't want to stay on the phone trying to figure out what he was saying.
Did you ever call him back?
No.
Did you learn on June 25th, 2009 that Michael Jackson died?
Yes.
Mr. Lopez, after reviewing all of the orders placed by Conrad Murray to you, can you provide me with the total number of propofol vials that were sold and shipped to Conrad Murray?
I can confirm the number.
Is the number 255?
Yes.
Did you also, in total, sell and ship 20 separate vials of lorazepam to Conrad Murray?
Yes.
And did you also sell and ship 60 separate vials of midazolam to Conrad Murray?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. I have no further questions.
Ms. Brazil, thank you. Cross-examination by the defense, Mr. Gorgian.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Lopez, you testified that prior to filling any orders, you would want to verify that the person you're speaking with is a licensed physician, correct?
Yes.
And one of the ways you do that is you ask for the person's medical license number, correct?
Yes.
Another way is his DEA license number.
Correct.
Okay, and that information was provided to you by Dr. Murray, correct?
Yes.
And you checked up on that information?
When you say checked up, I didn't go to a database, but our pharmacy software system has a number checking system on it.
And is that when you input the DEA number?
Correct.
And if there's any red flags, it would alert you to it, correct?
It would tell you if it's an incorrect number.
Okay, and in this case, everything checked out. There was no red flags or incorrect numbers, correct?
Correct.
So Dr. Murray was authorized to place these orders for these medications, correct?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned a Benequine, isn't that correct?
Yes.
And what was Benequine?
It's a bleaching agent.
Okay, is that a cream used to whiten skin?
Yes.
Okay, and that's not a controlled substance, correct?
Correct.
Now, is propofol a controlled substance?
No.
Okay, and aside from putting the packaging together and shipping it off to Dr. Murray, are you familiar with propofol?
No, not really.
Okay, as far as how much is needed for a particular reason or whatnot?
No.
Okay. Now, you testified that some of this medication was shipped to an address in Los Angeles, correct?
Yes.
And that was the address in Santa Monica that Dr. Murray had provided you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, was there anything wrong with shipping medication to a address provided by a doctor?
No.
Okay, so as long as the doctor directs you to ship the medication and tells you, I will have control of that medication, that's okay for you, correct?
Yes.
There's nothing that requires you to only ship medication to a clinic or a hospital, correct?
Well, that nature of that medicine I would only mail to a clinic or a hospital.
Okay, is there some regulation that says you could only ship medication to a hospital?
There's no regulation that I know of.
Okay. And in fact, the medications I just asked you about are not even controlled substances, correct?
Correct.
All right. And one of the times I think you mentioned was that the shipment was personally delivered by a courier, correct?
Yes.
And was that by one of your employees by the name of Yuka?
Yucca.
Yuka?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize for that. And when Yuka returned, he told you, wow, I just met with Dr. Murray and he was a really nice and respectful person, correct?
Yes.
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained. The answer is stricken. Please disregard.
And Yuka was very pleased with his encounter with Dr. Murray, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and Dr. Murray, in fact, invited Yuka back to his office, correct?
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained.
And isn't it true Yuka indicated to you that everybody else had treated him like crap and nobody would pay attention to him?
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained.
And that's not the experience he had with Dr. Murray, correct?
Objection, hearsay.
Well, it assumes facts not in evidence based upon my earlier ruling, and it also calls for hearsay. Sustained.
Now, Mr. Lopez, isn't it also common that when physicians call and place an order that they don't disclose the patient's name?
When it's being used for office, that's correct.
Okay. And A lot of times it's the physician wants to protect the client's privacy, correct? The patient's privacy?
Or sometimes they don't know who the patient is.
Okay. And that's especially true when dealing with high-profile clients, correct?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Mr. Gorgian, thank you. Ms. Brazil, redirect.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
I just have a couple of questions, and I also have an additional exhibit that I failed to mark, Your Honor. First, Mr. Lopez, on the subject of confidentiality, if a physician shared with you the name of a patient, would you then use that information in any type of inappropriate manner?
No.
You would, of course, keep it privileged and confidential, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have an exhibit that I'd ask to be marked People's Next, please. It's at
78.
78. It's an applied pharmacy receipt dated April 12th, 2009. Briefly,
Do you
Mr.
want to reopen?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you.
I will allow both sides to reopen.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Lopez, please take a look at People's Number 78. Early in my direct examination, you verified a $1,200 check that you received on or about April 1st for your first transaction with Dr. Murray. And I'd like to ask you, does this receipt from Applied Pharmacy dated April 1st, 2009 correspond with that order of Benequin lotion in the amount of $1,200?
Yes.
And I just have one other minor clarification, Mr. Lopez. Thank you for the lights again. Directing your attention back to People's Number 76, I believe that you told us that the third item here, the saline solution, and the quantity is 1. Is that one box or one individual saline bag?
One case, one box.
And how many individual saline bags are in a case like that?
12.
So it would be a total of 12 individual saline bags, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Thank you. Recross, and the defense may reopen cross if it wishes, Mr. Gorgian.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you.
May Mr. Lopez step down subject to recall, Ms. Brazil?
No, yes, thank you, Your Honor. You may be excused.
Excused?
Subject to recall.
Okay.
Thank
Mr.
you, Your Honor.
Gorgian?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Lopez, I want to thank you for your testimony. Sir, please do not discuss your testimony of the facts of the case with any other witnesses until we finish the trial. You may step down and leave. However, you are to remain on call, and that means you're subject to recall until the end of the trial if necessary. Is that okay?